Okay, so firstly you're going to want to open the template where you're going to do your mock-up, and this template is going to have a book which is in perspective, so you can learn how to take your lino design or any graphic design that is flat and put it into some form of perspective. These can be used in lots of different things, not just books, but billboards, t-shirts, different forms of apparel, website apps, you name it, to make your design look like it's part of the real world. And that helps yourself and clients understand how your designs can be applied to a real world situation. So firstly, you're going to have to open this image up, which is on the Google Classroom. And to do that, you're going to want to click on the JPEG, and it will open up like this. You then want to click on the three dots for more actions and open this in a new window. And then it will come up like this, and you want to download. And then you need to open that download into Photoshop. Now I've already done that, so I'm not going to download it again, but that's the easiest way to download something from a Google Classroom. So it has to go onto an open in new window. Can't download it directly from the click here. It just takes a couple extra steps. Then it's going to be opened in Photoshop like this. Then you need to open your lino print image in Photoshop, and you might want to crop parts of it. So with C, the crop tool, these arrows come up, and just like in different software, you can then crop to the shape you want. That's only going to be needed in this if there's something on the edge you don't want of your photo. So mine's fine, but if I wanted to crop it smaller, I could do that and then press enter, and as you can see, it's cropped it. But I'm just going to go a step back, and I don't need to do that. I'm going to move this image into my other tab where this is. So if with the move tool, which is V, I click and hold and then drag into the tab, still holding with the left mouse button, and then down here, anywhere in the image, I let go. And as you can see, it's brought in the image. It's larger than the template for the mock-up. So at the moment, it's in transform mode. So it's got this box. And if I hold shift to stop the image warping and going out of perspective, I can scale it down. And then I can click and drag and then press enter. You have to press enter. And now you can do other things with it. So I can move it around, as you can see. Right, so I'm just going to leave that here. It's now on its own layer, and this is my layers panel. If your layers panel is not here, what you can do is go to Window, Workspace, and Reset. This will reset the essentials here to the standard, and it should pop up as a layers panel. So I'm going to hide this for a moment, and I'm going to create these rulers, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to hide these and start again. So on the sides you have these rulers. If they're not here, you can go to View, Rulers, and they will pop up, or press Ctrl R. And then you click and drag, and you're going to click and drag to the corners. The idea of this is that you work out where the corners are so you can warp your lino print into the shape of this book. So click, drag, and then release. Click, drag, release. You can zoom in closer if you want to really see the corners. If you want to make sure it's exact. If you hold space, this hand comes up, and then left click and drag, you can move around your canvas. Click and drag and release. Click, drag, and release. Click, drag, and release in your corners. This is a basic mock-up, but it's very useful and makes your design look fantastic once it's done. So your rulers are here. Your design is now visible by clicking on the eye. We're going to want to warp it. So if I move it up to that corner, it's going to snap, because if I click on View and Snap, I can make the computer work out where I want to kind of lock it into. So it understands I want to use these guides to help me. If this is unchecked, you can just go View, Snap, Guides. So at the moment, you see it's snapping to the top left corner. Okay. Then you need to go to Edit, Transform, distort. Okay, nice and simple. Edit, transform, distort. And then you're going to individually click corners. So you only need to work on 3 corners because one of them is already in the corner. And you're going to distort this into, see it snapped? Click and drag, and then it's going to snap, and then click and drag and snap. Now at the moment, if I zoom in, I've missed a bit. You see it's got the bit of the book behind. So instead of the corner, I'm going to click and drag this to make it a bit longer there. And then I just check the edges, see if I'm happy with it. If I'm not, I can move them around a bit. I'm happy with that, so I'm going to now hide the rulers. So I can go to rulers to get rid of them. If they're still on here, you can then delete them. You can either click and drag them. I can click and drag the rulers, or I can go to view. The reason it did that is I didn't press enter. So now I've pressed enter, it's now come up with those options. So on view, clear guides, get rid of those. And as you can see, I've now got a mock-up of my book, and it's now in perspective. So hopefully this video was useful. If you've got any questions, just ask. Otherwise, click back into the video to find out any steps that you might have missed.